Hello everyone, I'm Hossein Rashid, a Year 13 student at Chellaston Academy. I'm here today to address the concerns of the many, not just mine. If I was fortunate enough to be elected as Youth Mayor of Derby, I'll be a strong candidate and I'll bring my promises to action. I wish to raise the awareness of the positive contribution young people make to our generation. I want to ensure our voices, opinions and concerns are valued and most of all respected and listened to. As an individual, I wish to play an active role in building our community's cohesion and maintaining our social solidity. So what are the challenges facing young people in Derby and how can I help? There are many barriers and factors limiting the youth of Derby in this generation from reaching their potential and enjoying their years to the maximum. One problem which is affecting us all, a problem that is creating so many barriers, however an often missable flaw of our age, is that we are so divided. Inside school, outside school, through clubs and much more. As a society of young individuals, we generally lack the key skills of feeling comfortable enough to integrate with people from outside our circle or friendship group. This has led to Derby having so many subcultures. By this I don't mean that everyone should be friends and that you should talk to everyone. However, I'm aiming to address the fact that we should try to, and we don't have the key skills equipped to build on these skills. So I believe if I was elected, we should aim to tackle this barrier by working alongside the council, schools and mentors to help build on our interpersonal skills and build our communication. I mean, imagine a city where we as the youth can come together and unite as one, by the interests and objectives of all teenagers, not just our own. Imagine a place where everyone gets together and unites as one, where we stick up for each other and look after our fellow neighbours, peers and friends, whoever. Even if you don't know them, you'll stick up for them. Imagine a place where everyone can feel safe enough in whatever area they are in, whatever park they choose to go and whoever with. Additionally, there are also a large proportion of young people in Derby who have to face the struggle of being materially deprived. Therefore, I want to make a difference by potentially employing new systems to help them, students or people, where we as a community can offer assistance to those who need it. I hope to be able to increase comprehensive systems and social events where everyone can attend, regardless of their socio-economic position, class, stage or gender. Social events such as Ozbox, Enthusiasm, and why don't we create some new ones? So let's help to fundraise capital and invest into these. Another major problem we are currently facing is the handling of social media apps, such as Snapchat, Facebook and Instagram and so on. We have reached a stage at our modern society where the ideology of not talking to strangers is now admissible. It is time to face reality and to accept as we as the youth of generation are benefiting from networking. We come across new people every day and we enjoy meeting others. What we need to do is adapt our teachings of not talking to strangers or apply new teaching of knowing who not to talk to and the people that we shouldn't. By this I mean that we should try to create a system where we will know who not to talk to by safety and other things. I believe I'm the right person to do this and I wish to implement the teaching of the 3 codes I've learned myself at Chellaston Academy. When problems arise, we need to be able to adapt. When circumstances change, we need to be able to respond. And most of all, when mistakes are made, we need to have the courage to confess without fear, act upon and learn from them. I wish to implement this code I've learned at Chellaston Academy as it drives success and resilience. If I can equip the youth of our generation with this code, it will give us the power to open so many new doors and allow us to break down so many barriers, which I believe will make a crucial difference. A factor which will potentially affect us all at one stage of our life or is currently affecting us is the pressure caused by education. Post-16. By this I mean if you're in college or sixth form, this even applies to people if you're in year 11 or 10. Life becomes so hard and stressful, especially as the A-level student or a higher BTEC taker. I believe one thing we lack in society is the understanding of how much pressure we as the youth are under. We are pushed over our limits and people do not know how much stress we go through. So what we need to do is create new systems where it will work alongside us to create a more relaxed environment. So I promise to fight for what would be best for us as the youth. However, I want to work with everyone. I want to take everyone's opinions and mould it into one big case and apply it to wherever it is needed. At this stage of time, I'm probably running out of time. However, there are so many more problems affecting the youth as well. I believe I'll be able to make the difference. So for now, thank you for allowing me to have this chance and thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Hannah Sebastian. Just a little bit about me. I'm a year 12 student currently studying A-levels, business, law, English language and German. I'm from Germany myself, but came to England in 2010 to pursue my studies. I'm standing here today to share with you my recent observations of the challenges the youth of Derby are facing today. Problems which young people are facing today are very different from the problems that were faced by the young in the past. But of course, different times, different conditions and mindsets, different youth. Simply the fact that we have been given a chance to discuss the challenging problems, whether that is on social media, through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or schools and colleges, through ambassadors and through student representatives like me who act as a voice through meetings, or right to law, what I'm standing, the Youth Mayor Selection 2018. It indicates to me that we, the youth, really do hold the key in solving these problems. We're living in an environment today where we are very privileged. We have a roof on our heads, and most of you will all go back to a warm bed by the end of all this. So why bother complaining? Is it really worth speaking about our problems? In exactly those words lies the hidden issue. We've got everything we want. We can live very well and enjoy the comfort our parents have provided for us. Students were given everything when they were young, with lots of rewards to highlight their achievements, although they weren't that great. These students then go to universities where they are no longer the highest performing students, or they go to work where achieving a pay raise or a promotion isn't actually as easy as they had once thought. This leads to a generally lowered self-esteem. We're heading towards an era of depressed millennials making up the majority of our workforce. For a powerhouse city such as Derby, which prides itself on productivity, having a depressed workforce will have a severely detrimental impact on our economic growth. We mustn't be now during the early stages of adult life. Secondly, our children's addiction to social media is one of the leading causes of depression in the UK. Studies have shown that our brain responds to social media notifications in a very similar way that smoking and drinking alcohol does, due to the release of feel-good hormones called dopamine. Because of social media, young people like me compare our lives with that of their friends or that of celebrities who have over-exaggerated their lifestyles, which gives us a false sense of what is truly important in life. This again has detrimental impacts on how we view ourselves as an individual in this world. Even universities across the whole country have highlighted their concern with increasing cases of mental disorder and depression amongst their own students, which unfortunately often as an end result leads them towards substance abuse. If I am elected as Youth Mayor of 2018, I will dedicate my year towards bringing schools, students, teachers and healthcare professionals together in order to incorporate mental resilience classes. In these classes, they will be taught many different things, such as how to handle peer pressure, the effects of social media, and how to better handle stress in any environment. All these key aspects will contribute towards moulding the individual into a holistically rounded person ready to take an adult life. For now, I simply propose to my ideas, but I'll be eternally grateful if I can be given the platform to visualise my ideas into reality. Now, a quote. As Mother Teresa once said, I alone cannot change the world, but I can cast a stone across the waters to create many ripples. And you all sitting here have the power to put that stone in my hand if you elect me as your Youth Mayor.
Hi, I'm Frederick Almeida. First of all, good evening to you all that took the time to listen to us. By doing so, you've shown that you want to get involved in the democratic process. Thank you for that. Thank you for believing that only a well-informed and committed society is able to secure that their interests, needs and aspirations are held in account at the decision-making theatre. Looking at this audience, I see I'm amongst my equals. Young people of all sorts of backgrounds building their future together. Young people trying to stand out by fitting in. Young people that call this city their city. Not only by birth, but also by choice. Like me. I can relate with all of you who are haunted by the uncertainties brought up by Brexit. This is not just a foreigner's concern, as you might believe at first. Young British citizens share the same concerns. I can relate with all of you who deal with the feeling of being misunderstood, either within our own families, our congregations, in society, or otherwise. This is called adolescence, just in case you were wondering. I can relate with all of you who will not accommodate this silence and allow our destiny to be decided in our absence. So let's make our still high-pitched voices work to our advantage. Jokes aside, let's not miss opportunities. Derby City Council is giving us the opportunity to intervene, so let's make the most of it. Let's talk about what we want, what we need, and what we dream. We need better housing, the best schools, better healthcare, and better roads. We need all children to be vaccinated and protected from any kind of abuse. We need to stop with all types of discrimination. We need Derby to escape from the tail of the multiplication index, with some areas reaching the 20% group among the private nationally. We cannot carry on our lives as if it wasn't our neighbour facing extreme adversity. We want to not carry on our lives as if we were unaware of the fact that some of our female colleagues live in fear of the FGM, and others with its pain because we were not able to protect them, even when we know that 2 in every 1,000 girls are so forced to undergo this procedure. We want to not turn our faces as if we didn't saw the bruises in our friend's face and accept the fell off the stairs excuse, and carry on with our lives as if we were unaware of the fact that around 6% of us still experience some form of domestic abuse annually. We want to act upon those issues. We want to see more progress in the base areas of our society, to have sound grounds to grow taller. And we dream. We dream dreams of grandeur and personal success, both professionally and family related, and that's okay. We dream to be seen. We want adults to take interest in what we say, even though we're experience rich but language poor. And we dream to overcome all social and cultural linguistic barriers. We found Derby as a good ground to build our dreams, where there's always room for improvement. The term perfect only applies to completed things, without room for change or improvement. Derby is a living, bubbling environment, and therefore imperfect. That is one of the reasons it makes it so appealing to young people. I'm a young man, and like Derby, imperfect by definition, with room for growing and for improvement. Being able to relate with all types of people from different backgrounds places me in a very strong position to conciliate our ideas and find common grounds. Not just treading water. My interests are widely reaching, from subjects that go from music, science, human rights, and even as far as urban planning and natural resources. What you can be sure of is my commitment, my work ethic, and due diligence. Being fully aware of my capabilities was the prime drive to run for youth mayor, and why you should go to the poll station and make your voice heard by voting for me. And finally, using the words of J.F. Kennedy, ask not what Derby can do for you, but what you can do for Derby. Good night.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kieran Absakar, currently a Year 10 pupil at Little River Community School. Derby is a city that is flourishing. It has grown in terms of industry and public services, which has made it a popular and successful asset to the United Kingdom. However, Derby is not just the name of a geographical city, but the people who serve our society to make it the success that it is today. One day, it is our generation, the youth, who will have to fill the shoes and maintain Derby's high standards. I believe every young person in Derby, regardless of our differences, has the ability to do great things and reach their full potential. Together, we must overcome the challenges that appear to close the doors of success to young people. One of these is lack of opportunity. Derby is known for its sports and theatre. However, not everyone who has these aspirations can achieve them. This is either to do with financial and social issues, where young people sometimes feel stifled because of others' opinions that lower our morale. This should not be the case. By restraining young people from reaching aspirations, we are restricting talent. Talent is the foundation of achieving greatness, which is the essence of Derby. I propose, ladies and gentlemen, that we set up festivals dedicated to young people in schools and colleges to develop our confidence. Youth who lack opportunities or feeling insecure about their talents will be inspired to exhibit their creativity at these festivals. The funds raised from these festivals could be used as scholarships by sports clubs and theatres, etc., to provide opportunities for the youth to reach their full potential. Many young people feel alienated from society. In these uncertain times, young people feel that they have little or no say in their future. Hence, many youth fall away from reaching their aspirations and ambitions and are influenced by other harmful aspects such as drugs and violence. It is easy to forget that we are the future of Derby, and it is easy to forget who and what we want to be when these sad influences take hold of us. this is a form of restricting talent, restricting greatness. I believe a lot of young people need reminded of their importance and worth in our society. Thus, we can set up forums supported by schools across Derby and Voice in Action to encourage and empower young people to discuss their thoughts on politics and have opportunities to voice out their ideas. This will give self-worth and build confidence, which builds character and strength for young people to say no to drugs and fines, but say yes to taking ownership of our destiny. The increased pressure of exams, the stress to meet homework deadlines, and immense workload at schools are another challenge young people face. This can cause anxiety to young people, as they may feel as if they are carrying a heavy weight on their shoulders. It can cause them to feel isolated and trapped in their work, which makes them want to give up. Mental health issues affect many youth today. Anxiety prevents us from reaching our full potential. Young people can be saved from anxiety and stress, and can be given the opportunity and thus will achieve greatness. I believe young people should not feel alone. Therefore, I will set up regular and informal talks based on how to get around exams and stress, and that will be hosted by myself and a series of exam survivors. Guests will have the chance to ask questions and talk about their experiences, that is, if they feel comfortable, and have one-to-one conversations with the exam survivors and mentors. I would like to conclude by saying I would be honoured to guide, help, and represent the future of Derby. As a dedicated, passionate, and hard-working individual, I believe I can and I will achieve the solutions to the challenges of young people and help many, no matter who they are, who they want to be, to help them achieve their full potential. As a space enthusiast, I would like to end by saying this will be one small step for me, but one giant leap for the successful youth of Derby. I look forward to getting to know and working with every single one of you. Thank you very much for listening.